was the world building process for you? And like, it's significantly about the languages as well. How did you like tackle that?
I have a lot of influence from Celtic culture. I've always been very drawn to that. I actually have moved to Scotland, so it's just something that's always called to me for as long as I can remember. So I got a lot of influence for like character names that way. A lot of it was kind of feeling the sense of the places, and like when it came to, I have a language in my book called Tavarian, and it was just finding like certain sounds that I really liked and then sticking with it to kind of create that pattern, as languages tend to have those patterns. So it was figuring out what style I wanted, what influences I wanted to take from my actual world around me, and merging the two to create the unique fantasy setting and the words that come from it.
That's fantastic. So what kind of like world building tools did you find really helpful to keep track of those different languages and where they fit in the book and what characters are coming in?
So the map was definitely the biggest factor in my world building, just having that physical setting to see where my characters were traversing through the story, because it's really easy to get lost in fantasy worlds of where your characters are. So once I had the setting location, then I could really start to build out the cities, which meant I could build out the culture, which meant I could build out the words that needed to build that culture within. So a lot of it was just having this massive Word document of all the different words and like their translations beside them to really keep me on track, because it's really easy to lose the fine details. So just having like that, essentially a Bible of your own world building, was really the biggest thing to have once I had the map to situate myself in.
Do you ever get find yourself getting lost in that map?
As much I love looking at maps as much as I did creating them, and it was such a process to build that map because I've never done that before. So that was a skill I had to teach myself. And my poor sister, who she does like travel and tourism for her job, so I was like, help me, like please show me how to like make a map and what it looks like and what's proper. So she was very helpful in that.
That's amazing. So in The Shadow Rebel, you let the audience learn more about the gods and magic system in depth. What were your inspirations behind these, and what was your thought process while making the system?
So when I write, excuse me. So there's kind of two main schools of thoughts when it comes to writing. You have the plotters, who are very intricate and they lay everything out before they even tackle the story. And then you have the pantsers, who are the people who write by the seat of their pants. And I am very much a pantser. I like to just write and see where the story takes me. So when I initially started writing the first book, I didn't have a lot of world building. That was almost by design, because I find if I try to sit down and think of where exactly I want the story to go from the beginning, it almost hinders me and I miss out on opportunities. Whereas if I can just write, once I've created the threads from that initial spark of an idea, then it's easier to weave them and see where they go. So when it came to book 3 and having like the gods, that was very much something I explored as I was writing. And I like to think my secret talent is just having things come together in the end as if I had designed it all. Sorry, I'm getting over a little bit of a cold.
It's okay.
Excuse me. So when it came to the gods, things just kind of wove together so perfectly. It just felt like really happy accidents. So I like to take credit and say that it was all by initial design, but it was really just exploratory writing and letting the story tell itself.